All right, so there's the partial. Beautiful. I'm curious to see if NASDAQ wants to revisit that 24,000. So I'm taking my implied dealing range from this low up to 24,000 equilibrium. And I'm considering that fair value gap as a possible draw, or excuse me, as a possible entry. So I'm going long here, and this will be my final trade for the week, trade number 4. And the premise is this fair value gap, which I'm expecting to stay open. It's fine if we trade into it. That would be an entry for me, but that fair value gap is sitting right below equilibrium. So if it stays open, that's actually better. And I want to see if we're interested in getting another repricing to that 24,000 big figure. I'm going to get mean midpoint of this down close candle, trail my stop loss above that, so I can trim that down a little bit. If we can run out that 830 high, that buy side above there, I'll look to take something off. So far everything looks good. All my focus is in that blue fair value gap I have shaded. I'm just watching to see if that stays open. And again, it's not a problem if we trade into it, because I was going to use that as an entry, but understanding that those fair value gaps, if you're on side, usually stay open and often treated as measuring gaps. So just using a close proximity entry. Should NASDAQ not want to trade into it, I still want to be in the price run. And then again, my stop is below midpoint of that down close candle. Keeping an eye on S&P and Dow. Dow's giving a little bit more of a retracement. S&P's other markets are a little wonky. NASDAQ hasn't traded into that imbalance yet. I want to see if we do. I'm watching where the bodies close. but I'm also watching Dow because Dow looks like it's about to take out its 930 low. And if Dow does that, then that's a little problematic. So far, feedback good. Still haven't traded into that imbalance. If it's really good, it shouldn't do that. And if it does, that's when I'm expecting an institutional order flow entry drill. Small little wick and a fair value gap that doesn't even reach halfway. That's when I would expect something like that to unfold. A little bit of a consolidation. I didn't get my most favorable entry, but this is as close to equilibrium as I can get. An entry anything higher than this is I would just have to stay sideline. I didn't trust getting in too close after the open because the Dow was looking pretty heavy and S&P was kind of hanging around, so I wanted to see a little bit more. So this is the best I could do for today. But as long as the risk to reward is at least a 2-to-1, then it's fine, but it's not the best. So I'm looking at Dow. What is that? Dow is all the way near this low down here, which is questionable. S&P's hanging around, but Dow's looking a little heavy, so I want to see if it can find some footing. But as far as NASDAQ, is there anything in the chart in NASDAQ that concerns me at the moment? No, not yet. The consolidation obviously isn't favorable, but is that blue fair value gap staying open? Yes. Have you shown any willingness in wanting to trade into it? No. So while I prefer for the trades to just be get in, entry, and then we start running, I'm watching for that bullish order flow feedback and that imbalance and how the candles close. Should we trade into it? And then looking for order flow signatures. If we start taking out highs, I'm not interested in moving my stop unless we take out a short-term high with any meaningful displacement. We have small little highs in here. Do we displace through it? No, it's just a little wick. We have a short-term high here. Do we displace through it? No, it's just a small little wick. We have a short-term high here. Can we displace through it, get a nice close above it? We have to wait and see. And if we get that, then I would be more comfortable moving my stop. So we just hit that midnight opening price. I don't want to find much sensitivity there because that's a short-term premium. If NASDAQ did want to go lower, that's all I would require for it. it wouldn't need to do anything more than what it just did right now for lower prices, so I don't want it to find any resistance here. So this short-term high, do we trade above it with any meaningfulness and displacement? Nope, it's just a little wick. So do I move my stop? No. But for Tremaine's model, and it panned out like a beauty yesterday for those who target the midnight open and that's your draw and that's your sole model. That's an exit for you, a partial, if you're able to get in this region. But obviously with my entry, I'm not taking anything off there. So we have that small little short-term high that was formed with that wick. Can we trade above that with some meaningfulness, some displacement? Can we get a nice close above it? Do we show any signs of speed? That's all I'm looking for. We left this fair value gap open, which is good. It should do that. That's why I'm opting for an entry here, because I'm not expecting this to be traded to, so that's good. That's an order flow signature we talked about in lecture 2, I believe, of the free mentorship playlist I have on my YouTube channel. Leaving imbalances open, that was one of the signatures. And the second one is, do you get speed above highs and lows? And so far we haven't got that yet. So that's the last missing piece to the puzzle that I'm looking for. Only thing is, I'm looking at dollar index. It's expanding through that buy side, so dollar's looking bullish, which is what I prefer not to see. Dow is not really showing any signs of life to the upside at the moment, and it just fell short of taking out its 930 low. S&P's just meandering. It's making higher highs, but it's doing it in a manner that's just really sluggish. So I'm keeping an eye on everything else, because should NASDAQ just not show me what I'm looking for, I'm not against closing it early or taking a contract off. Gonna trail my stop loss up beneath this fair value gap. So I think I was risking around 200 ticks initially. So I trim my stop loss in half, only risking 100. So that's good. I like that. Still waiting for some displacement above a short-term high. It's just been a lot of shallow wicks. We just completely closed in our opening range gap if you look on regular trading hours. NASDAQ is really struggling, really sluggish. But I'm looking at my 15-minute, my 5-minute, everything, feedback, all that stuff looks good. Looks good. Yes, we do have our yesterday's new day opening gap. I'm watching that on the daily chart as well. we're approaching the low end of it. And I think if I draw it on my monitor, it'll pop up on the screen you all are watching. Yeah, so that's yesterday's new day opening gap. That's too much on my chart though, so I want to take that off. I'll go ahead and remove my risk. Pretty much risking nothing now, so that's nice. And with us being that close to our first partial, I'll go ahead and just remove the risk entirely. And I think I'm going to market order this partial. At that 8:30 open. All right, so there's the partial at that 8:30 opening price. Beautiful. And then again, I'm holding for that 24,000 big figure. Beautiful partial. Beautiful partial. Love it. Comfortable in doing it, but it's definitely an experience thing. It looks like my break even is taken there. And that is all she wrote. Beautiful partial. I'm very happy with that because originally I was going to aim for that high, but aiming for that 8:30 opening price instead because understanding that is a short-term premium. All right, we out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 9:15. Peace.